In the dim glow of a Seattle dawn, Emily Carter's phone buzzed relentlessly on her cluttered desk. Each vibration a silent accusation. The screen flashed, Mom, and Emily, 29, felt her stomach knot. She was a freelance graphic designer. Her life a mosaic of deadlines and dreams. But to her family, she was something else entirely, a lifeline they could tug at will. Just another call, she muttered, but the weight of those words was heavier than the Puget Sound fog outside her window. 2 years ago, when her grandmother, Evelyn Harper, fractured her pelvis in a fall, Emily's world tilted. The surgery was successful, but doctors warned of early dementia symptoms during recovery. Emily's parents, Linda and Robert Carter, both in their late 50s, and her older brother, Ryan, 32, with his wife, Megan, 30, lived together in a sprawling suburban home in Bellevue. They claimed their careers, Linda's marketing job, Robert's law practice, Ryan's tech startup, left no room for caregiving. Emily, working remotely, became the default choice. "You're so good with Grandma," Linda would say, her voice syrupy with manipulation. Thus began Emily's daily trek across the city to manage Evelyn's medications, doctor visits, and personal care, her own life shrinking to fit the family's demands. This wasn't new. Growing up, Emily sacrificed college study sessions for family barbecues, canceled coffee dates to cheer at Ryan's soccer games. Family first, Linda preached, but to Emily, it meant her dreams always came last. Now, as she stared at her phone, she braced for another request to bend her life to their whims. She answered, Linda's voice, sharp yet coated in faux warmth, cut through. "Emily, I've been calling all morning. Where've you been?" Emily gripped her coffee mug, her knuckles pale. "Working, Mom." Linda ignored her. "So, what's your plan for the holidays?" "We're doing something big this year." The shift in her tone, calculated, almost gleeful, set Emily's nerves on edge. "What do you mean?" Emily asked, her heart picking up speed. "I scored 4 tickets to see Springsteen in Portland. 3 nights in a row," Linda announced, pride lacing her words. Emily's mind snagged on 4. She wasn't included. "Am I going?" she asked, already dreading the answer. A pause, thick with intent, followed. "Well, honey, we need you to stay with Grandma." The words landed like a slap. "So, while you're all at the concert, I'm supposed to babysit Grandma for 3 days?" Emily's voice trembled, but she held firm. Linda chuckled, dismissive. "Don't be dramatic, Em. You're always with her anyway. Besides, you don't have plans, do you?" Rage surged, but Emily's voice stayed steady. "Did you even think to ask me? Or did you just assume I'd say yes? Like always?" Linda's surprise was palpable, as if Emily's refusal was a foreign concept. "Of course I thought you'd agree. You're our rock, always putting family first." Emily's chest tightened. "I'm 29, Mom. I get to decide how I spend my time." "The answer's no." Silence crackled on the line. Linda's tone turned icy. "Emily, don't be selfish. This is a special trip for everyone. Everyone but me." Emily shot back, her grip on the phone bruising. The call escalated, Linda accusing her of ruining their plans, ending with a threat. "Your dad will call. Maybe you'll listen to him." Emily hung up, her pulse hammering. She barely registered her parting shot. "If you see me as your on-call nurse, don't expect me to show up at all." Her apartment, usually a sanctuary of art prints and half-finished sketches, felt suffocating. Her phone buzzed again. Texts from Ryan. "M. Think about the family." She laughed bitterly. In the Carter household, family meant Emily's sacrifice. Desperate for clarity, she called her best friend, Sarah, 28, who knew the Carters' playbook. "Let me guess," Sarah said. "They're guilting you into playing caregiver again." Emily exhaled. "I said no, Sarah. I'm done being their doormat." Sarah's voice was firm. "Good. Hold that line. They'll try to wear you down." As they spoke, Robert called. Against her better judgment, Emily answered. "Dad, it's still no," she said, cutting him off. Robert's tone was calm, patronizing. "We're just asking for a little compassion." "Emily," her voice cracked. "Compassion? You're the ones who don't respect my life." He relented, suggesting she visit Evelyn the morning of the concert. Just a quick stop, he said. Emily agreed, wary but hopeful. But no more manipulation. Pride flickered, she'd set a boundary. Yet unease lingered, like a storm cloud on the horizon. Something about Robert's quick surrender felt too easy. Too rehearsed. Weeks later, Emily arrived at the Bellevue house. Arms full of Evelyn's favorite chamomile tea and audiobooks. The morning was crisp, the kind that promised a fleeting Pacific Northwest sun. She expected a bustling house. But the driveway was empty, no cars. No signs of life. Her heart sank. The lights glowed, but the silence was eerie. She rang the doorbell, hearing slow footsteps. Evelyn, 78, opened the door, her frail frame wrapped in a cardigan. Her eyes bright with unexpected clarity. Emily. Evelyn's voice was warm, not the usual haze of confusion. You came. Emily hugged her, confused. Morning, Grandma. Where is everyone? Evelyn's smile sharpened. They left for the concert. Dear, just as planned. Shock rooted Emily to the spot. They what? Evelyn gestured to the living room, where a note sat on the dining table beside breakfast crumbs. Emily read it, her hands shaking. Emily. We left at 8 a.m. Grandma's had breakfast. Meals for 3 days are in the fridge. Instructions attached. Emergency numbers on the counter. Her 2 p.m. meds are crucial. Love, Mom. Fury ignited. She dialed Linda, who answered with infuriating cheer. Oh, you made it. How's Grandma? Emily's voice was venom. What the hell, Mom? I said no to this. Linda's tone patronized. Calm down, honey. We knew you'd come through. You're so dependable. Emily's resolve hardened. I agreed to a visit. Not 3 days. This is abandonment. Do you know what happens if I call Adult Protective Services? Linda gasped. You wouldn't. Try me, Emily said. Ice cold. I'm here for 1 hour. If you're not back, I'm calling the authorities. She hung up, her hands trembling but her mind clear. Evelyn watched, her eyes gleaming. You're stronger than they think, she said, her voice steady, not a trace of the fog Emily expected. Grandma, what's going on? Emily asked, suspicion rising. Evelyn took her hand, her grip firm. Sit down, Emily. I have something to tell you. In that moment, Evelyn's frailty vanished. I don't have dementia, she said, her words a bombshell. Emily froze. What? Evelyn's smile was sly. After my surgery, I was foggy, but I recovered. I didn't tell them. I wanted to see how they'd treat me, and you. She pulled a folder from a drawer. They're planning this concert to dump me on you. They've been doing it for years. Thinking I'm too far gone to notice. Emily's world spun. Why keep quiet? Evelyn's eyes hardened. I needed proof. They talk freely around me, thinking I'm clueless. But this time, we're turning the tables. She outlined a plan. Emily would play along. Arrive as expected. And after the family left, they'd leave too, a rebellion to expose their selfishness. This is your chance to break free, Evelyn said, her voice a spark in the dim room. Emily's heart raced, a mix of fear and exhilaration. For the first time, she saw a way out, not just from this weekend, but from years of being the family's invisible chain. The Seattle sky outside brightened, and Emily felt a surge of resolve. She and Evelyn were about to rewrite the rules. Emily Carter's boots crunched on the gravel driveway of her family's Bellevue home. The morning air sharp with the scent of pine and betrayal. At 29, she'd come expecting a quick visit with her grandmother, Evelyn Harper, armed with chamomile tea and audiobooks. Instead, she found an empty house. Her parents' SUV and her brother's Tesla gone. The silence screamed louder than any argument. Her heart plummeted as she read the note on the dining table. Its cheerful cursive a mockery. Emily. We left at 8 a.m. Grandma's had breakfast. Meals for 3 days in the fridge. Emergency numbers on the counter. Her 2 p.m. meds are vital. Love, Mom. Fury ignited, a wildfire in her chest. Her family, Linda and Robert Carter, both 58, her brother Ryan, 32, and his wife Megan, 30, had ignored her explicit refusal to babysit Evelyn during their 3-day Springsteen concert spree in Portland. They'd left her grandmother, 78, Alone. Assuming Emily would cave. As always. She dialed her mother. Her hands shaking. Linda answered. Her voice dripping with false relief. You made it. How's Grandma? What the hell? Mom? Emily's voice was a blade. I said no to this. You left Grandma alone? Linda's tone turned patronizing. Calm down. Honey. We knew you'd step up. You're our rock. Emily's vision blurred with rage. I agreed to a morning visit. Not 3 days. This is abandonment. Do you know what Adult Protective Services does to people like you? Linda gasped. You wouldn't dare. 1 hour. Emily said. Ice cold. If you're not back, I'm calling. She hung up. Her pulse a drumbeat. Evelyn, watching from her armchair, wasn't the frail figure Emily expected. Her eyes sparkled with mischief. Ready, dear? She whispered. Emily nodded. Adrenaline surging. Evelyn had revealed her secret the day before. She wasn't dementia-addled. She'd faked her symptoms to expose the family's selfishness. And now, with Emily, she'd strike back. Their plan was audacious. Ditch the house. Head to a beach house in Cannon Beach, Oregon, and leave a note to shatter the Carters' smug assumptions. Evelyn handed Emily a folder. My will, she said. Everything, my savings, the beach house, my investments, goes to you. They tried to control my assets, claiming I'm incompetent, but I've outsmarted them. Emily's jaw dropped. Grandma, this is... Evelyn's smile was steel. Justice. I saw a lawyer months ago. They're done. The folder held a doctor's report confirming Evelyn's mental clarity and recordings of the family's callous discussions. Assuming she couldn't understand, Emily's shock morphed into resolve. They packed Evelyn's essentials, photo albums, her favorite shawl, and loaded Emily's hatchback. On the table, they left a note. Linda, Robert, Ryan, Megan, I'm not dementia-ridden. Emily and I are taking a well-deserved trip. My assets are legally secured. Enjoy your concert, Evelyn. By noon, they were speeding toward Cannon Beach. The Pacific Ocean's roar greeting them as they arrived at Evelyn's cedar-shingled retreat. Emily's phone exploded with missed calls. But she ignored them, laughing with Evelyn over clam chowder and sea-salted air. For the first time in years, she felt free. Freedom, however, came with a storm. Back in Seattle, Linda unleashed a Facebook post, heartbroken. Our holiday ruined by someone abandoning family. My poor mother was left confused and alone. Family bonds break so easily. Though unnamed, Emily was the target, and the comments poured in, so sad. Linda, young people don't value duty. Emily's blood boiled. She screenshot the post, her fingers trembling, and crafted a response. Time for truth. I visited as promised, only to find my family gone to Springsteen, leaving Grandma alone, expecting me to care for her 3 days after I said no. Now I'm selfish for setting boundaries. Real family respects each other, not manipulates for convenience. She hit post, her heart pounding. Within hours, her words went viral. Friends like Sarah rallied, proud of you. And strangers shared their own stories of family exploitation. Blogs picked up the saga, sparking debates on elder care and boundaries. But the Carters fought back. Ryan called her a drama queen. Megan labeled her unhinged. Linda's next post accused Emily of airing private matters. Robert texted, grow up. Emily, you've humiliated us. The attacks pushed Emily to her limit. Evelyn, her rock, urged action. They won't stop unless you make them, she said, handing Emily a lawyer's card. At 78, Evelyn was fierce, her mind sharper than ever. They met Rachel Nguyen, a family law attorney in Seattle. This is harassment, Rachel said, reviewing the social media posts and Evelyn's evidence. Their abandonment of Evelyn could be elder abuse. We start with a warning letter. Emily hesitated. Suing her family felt like severing a lifeline, but agreed. The letters went out, demanding the Carters cease their attacks or face legal consequences. Instead of backing down, Linda escalated, posting, our ungrateful daughter is suing us for loving our mother. Shameful. Robert called Emily emotionally unstable. Ryan and Megan branded her a liar. Emily, with Evelyn's support, made the agonizing choice to file a lawsuit for defamation and emotional distress. "It's not just about us," Evelyn said, her voice steady. "It's about every caregiver taken for granted." The trial was a crucible. Rachel presented damning evidence: years of Emily's sacrifices, the concert abandonment, and the Carters' vicious social media campaign. Evelyn's testimony was a bombshell. "I pretended to be frail to test them," she said, her voice clear in the courtroom. "They exploited Emily, ignored me, and schemed for my money." The Carters' own posts and messages, cruel, entitled, sealed their fate. The judge ruled decisively: a restraining order against Linda, Robert, Ryan, and Megan, substantial damages for Emily, and a mandated public apology. "Family is built on respect," the judge declared. "You've violated that trust." The fallout was swift. Robert's law firm pushed him into early retirement, clients fled. Linda quit her marketing job, shunned by colleagues. Ryan and Megan's startup tanked as investors balked at their tainted reputation, forcing them to sell their Kirkland condo. Emily and Evelyn, meanwhile, transformed their lives. Evelyn moved into Emily's revamped Seattle apartment, where they created a cozy haven. Emily cut her design hours to take writing classes. Her novel taking shape, Evelyn, thriving, launched an online senior art group, her wit sparking new friendships. The scars remained, family ties severed, pain lingering, but Emily had learned her worth. Over coffee with Sarah, she reflected: "I lost half my family, but I gained myself." Evelyn, sketching nearby, nodded: "You're not their servant, Emily. You're free." Their story, a beacon for others, proof that even family can't justify exploitation. In the soft Seattle rain, Emily and Evelyn built a new life, rooted in respect and love.